doing tonight, but I wanted to give it a go and making it look like I had stabbed some scissors into my eyes. Really light stuff, I know. So, I was hoping to make a little tutorial of it, but in the style of ASMR. And hopefully it's something that you find relaxing, or entertaining, or interesting in one way or the other. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So, for our first step, I'm going to be using a few things. So first, match your skin a little bit. And you want to apply that to the paper and the liquid latex to keep it nice and matched. Because then, once we've done that, we're going to start adding a little bit of gory details in our darker colours and our reds and our fake blood that we love so much over here on this channel. So, I'll check back in with you once I've coloured this in something these colours around. We're going to start as always when we do our fake blood with our coagulated blood, or just any kind of blood that you might have, or Vaseline with some red mixed in, because we want a sticky red dark colour that we can apply around our wound. And because I'm not the greatest at shading in the whole world, I'm going to be very liberal with this. And also, to be honest, I think if we're putting scissors in our eyes, it's probably going to be a little bit bloody, personally. So we're just gonna and as they always say, a little bit of fake blood makes everything better. I think that one was by Albert Einstein. And I'm gonna try and make sure to get some behind the back, behind the back, behind the back of my scissors, to try and make some continuity, that's the word, of our lovely wound we've got going. So I'm gonna keep going with this blood for a little bit, and I will cut back, or shall I say time travel back, once we're ready for the squirt blood. Okay, so our final part for this is our squirt blood, and then once we're done, we'll dim the lights. We'll turn the lights down, and that's when these kind of looks really take effect. If you're someone like me and doesn't have any particular skill or training for this kind of thing, I often say these are best seen in the dark. So we'll take our blood and just a tissue to catch any drips. Just put gently and let them go. Surprise. So, this is my attempt at doing scissors in the eyes. So I'm going to turn the lights off, and we'll see how it looks. I'll be honest, I'm